Welcome to our first week, I guess, of Hard to Watch.
Yes.
The premise is all things hard to watch and or cringeworthy.
Yes. So like movies, pop culture stuff.
Our own lives, really.
Our own lives, yes, for sure. A lot of those coming around.
My name is Johnson.
And I am McFly.
And every week we bring to you, like we just said a little bit, a new set of terrible, terrible stories in Hollywood. Cringeworthy, gross, all sorts of good stuff. A terrible movie that we pick to watch.
And terrible as in like, not like, oh my god, it was so bloody gory, it was terrible. Oh my god, they made money for this movie.
Someone paid to see this?
Yes, that kind of terrible.
All of the plot holes. This makes no sense.
All the cheesy graphics, music, great acting.
So good. Well, I guess we'll get started.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Well.
So first we're going to start with pop culture terrible.
Pop culture. I just called it cringeworthy gossip.
Oh, okay, that too.
Do you want to title it that?
Yeah, that's better.
Good old first episode, like, what the hell are we doing? Did you see Kanye's Dragon Energy?
Is that seriously what he said?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. I didn't really read into it. I just saw that he quote unquote supports Trump and
he said that he's like, I don't agree with everything that Trump says, but I do admit that we both have dragon energy, so like we're cool.
I mean, I love Kanye's music for the most part, but him as a person is debatable.
I don't think that we could be friends if like he and I were like stuck on a subway together and like it like broke down and it was just like, or like stuck in an elevator or whatever. I'm pretty sure that we would just stay silent the whole time.
Yeah, probably.
Like I don't think that we would have a conversation.
Yeah, he's just so weird.
I don't know, just too much. It's just too much going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like he's like so much in his head.
I don't know. Did you see on Netflix? There's the new Dave Letterman, like my next guest, whatever, that one.
Didn't it start off with Obama being on there?
It did. But this last week was Jay-Z.
Oh, did he go into Kanye?
He talked about Kanye a little bit. How he's like, I'm friends with him. He's a little off base, but I'm friends with him. He's a little weird. But he called it like his brother. He's like, he's my brother. I love him. He can be a little crazy, and I get it, but he's still my brother. I was like, okay.
I mean, good for you, Jay-Z, because he's really not your brother, so you don't have to say that shit.
Real fun. He's real fun.
But again, makes like pretty good music.
He does.
Kind of like Chris Brown. Like you hate the person, but love the music that they make. So.
No, yeah, that's how it is, I guess, with a lot of people,
right?
Speaking of like the Kardashians, though,
oh gosh,
they had
Khloe?
a baby, Khloe. Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow,
little baby True.
Yeah,
it's like keeping up with the weird names for the whole family.
Dude,
Stormy and Dream and North and Saint in Chicago. Like Courtney,
I just don't.
Courtney is the only one that has real names for her kids. Mason, Penelope.
Don't worry about it.
And Rain is not a real normal name, but still.
It's closer, like in real life, in my real existence, I know of Stormy. I know.
Seriously?
Uh-huh.
Are they hookers?
I went to school with her.
Oh.
I know.
All right. In Utah, that's quite impressive.
Well, in Utah, we have dumb names that they're just dumb on their own. They're different.
Well, what's some of your nephew and niece's names?
Well, I have like a Hiram.
Yeah.
My other concern is that like Utah County has like names, and I don't know, it's just so bad. Like I know a baby named Cashton.
What is that?
It's not a name.
No, that's like two names mashed up together.
Yes. That's exactly what it is. But like the problem is that like people are throwing K's where C's usually go. They're tossing in H's for no reason. Like, I swear to God, it's like Cashton McKay spelled Kashtonmac, capital KHAI. Like,
no.
Garbage.
No.
Throwing letters in for no reason.
No.
Like, stop it.
Well, and then Kris Jenner, or sometimes Kardashian, depending on her mood.
God. It's true.
Was trying to explain like where True came from. I guess she has like her grandpa's name was true. And then somebody else.
I don't believe that it's a family name.
Well, okay.
That's like me being like, yeah, this is my baby's name, and its name is Weather, and it's a family name. Yeah. It's a family name. Because we all survived weather. So.
It's like Game of Thrones, Daenerys Stormborn, you know?
Dude, right? Like, come on. Come on.
True just seems like such a boy name, though. But I know a boy named
True. Oh, really? I don't know anyone named True, and so I feel like...
Oh, really?
But I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why names sound like one way or another.
One gender or the other.
Like, Cashton sounds like a boy's name to me, and that's... Yeah. I know, but...
Yeah.
Again, I don't know. Cardi B's baby.
Oh my gosh, that girl! Like, why did she want to hide it so much?
I don't know. Well, like, apparently Offset, which is her fiance's boyfriend, fiance.
Huge ass ring that she got from him.
Okay, yeah,
huge.
He's naming the baby.
Oh, that's bold of her.
I know. That's terrifying.
Yeah, especially like their first.
I know.
I think I would want that control.
Right? I'm like, I know that, like, my husband will throw out baby names, and I'm like, that's a hard pass. No. Hands down, no. Like, we're not even, like, we don't even want kids right away. We're like, no to that. Mm-hmm. But, like, I feel like when people keep their baby names a secret, especially in the real world, like, especially with us normal people that don't have reality shows, I feel like that's just asking to have a real shitty name.
Yeah. It's like, run it by some people.
Yeah, exactly. Like, when you come to me and you're like, we are going to name our baby something, but we're not going to tell you, it literally makes me think, like, oh, dear Lord, what horrible name have you concocted?
What's wrong with it?
Yeah. It's like, you never hear someone that's like, it's a secret, and then they walk away and they're like, its name is Thomas.
Yeah. Or Sarah.
Yeah. Oh, that's... Okay.
Those are names.
Right.
Good job.
Oh, instead it's like, this is Ottoman, Texas. You're like, the fuck's wrong with this name?
Or Blue Ivy.
Yeah.
Good Lord. What were her other two? Remy? No, Remy?
I don't know.
I thought it was Remy but Remy sounds too much like the gun.
Blue Ivy, Sir Carter, and Rumi.
Oh, Rumi.
Rumi Carter. So, yeah, so...
Yeah, Sir.
Sir's the boy.
That's a title. That's not a name. That is a title.
Yep. And then Rumi, R-U-M-I. Rumi?
I don't know.
Is it, like, Rummy is a game and also what I feel like when I drink a lot of rum. And then, like, Rumi to me is like, hey, we're going to live together in college. Or, okay, yeah, no.
Not names, either way.
Not the same.
Either way. Speaking of babies.
Yes.
Kate Middleton had her third.
I know. Did you see how good she looked?
I know.
Bless her heart.
Poor girl.
7 hours after giving birth.
7 hours?
Yeah, that's when they took the picture of her in, like, that red dress, like, standing out front.
Yeah.
7 hours. That's a lot of stuff that your body goes through, and then you're just like, well, I guess I'm going out to face the public.
Like, yeah. Little baby Louis. And it is Louis.
Is a cute name.
It is Louis. It's not Louis.
Oh, so it's L-U-I-E?
Nope.
Oh, L-U-I-S? Oh, okay.
But they're still calling him
Louis.
Yeah, like it's pronounced.
Yeah, I can see that
Louis.
though. That's traditional.
Yeah, like it's the very English way.
That's cute.
Of doing it. Louis. The thing that I feel bad about her, I mean, as much as you can feel bad for a royal, is that she is always compared to Diana.
Yeah, she's never not going to be. I mean, she has the ring basically, though. Like,
no, she does have her
ring.
Like, but it's just like every little thing that she does or wears is just like it has to be this ode to Diana. And then the other thing is like her sole responsibility, I swear to God, is just making little prince and princesses.
I know, they're super cute, but goodness gracious. Cute. I mean, like, they do, they've done, like, humanitarian work and stuff.
Yeah.
But, like, it definitely does feel like anytime she goes out, it's like, oh, that's an homage to Diana in some way.
See,
like,
I feel so bad.
I know. Maybe she's fine with it, though. Maybe she's just like, this is fine.
I guess, I mean, like, she probably knew what she was signing up for.
Right. And honestly, like, well, she's been, technically some sort of royalty her whole life.
Oh, yeah, to, like, some degree.
Yeah, like, she was...
Didn't she become Duchess when she married Prince William? Because Henry's the other one, right?
Yeah.
Harry. See?
Duchess of Cambridge?
Yeah, I think she got that title once she married the prince.
Probably. But she was always something, though. Like,
yeah, but her dad was something.
her dad, I don't even know. Her dad is, oh man, Michael Middleton.
Do you want to know a fun fact about the two, Kate and Pippa,
I do.
that connects with me? Kate was born on the same day as my older sister, and I was born on the same day as Pippa.
Huh, that's creepy.
Right?
Like,
Or
age as well, like year?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. I just feel like it's a sign that I should be royalty.
Just sign me up right now.
So future boyfriend of mine,
So-
just know that royalty over here.
See?
No pressure. But it's expected.
That'd be great. Thanks.
I like pizza.
It says that Michael Middleton was born into a wealthy family that with ties to the British aristocracy. Oh.
But no real.
I swear they had like a thing, like a name or like a title. That sounds a name. That sounds really mean. Anyway, but they're let's just say they're rich and
Yeah.
You know.
It wasn't a like rags to riches type of
yeah, it is
thing.
not.
No.
It is definitely not.
No.
Yeah, no.
Kind of like, I guess, would you call Meghan Markle's story like rags to riches? Markle? How do you say it?
Markle.
We just talked about how
Maybe Marquet? Oh, I don't even know.
weird names and spellings and things. It's like God only knows these days.
Well, because didn't she like she was an actress and activist. There we go. 2 words
She was an activist?
for something.
Oh, I totally didn't know that. I just knew her from Suits.
Oh.
And I tried to get into that show and it didn't work.
Oh.
And then she got engaged to Harry and I was like, and I'm done.
Like, I guess that's over. I have a huge crush on Prince Harry, though.
Really?
Yeah.
You like little gingers?
Not normally.
Oh. Did I just make that awkward for you?
No, but like, I don't know. I think he's cute.
He is cute. He's definitely better than William.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a lot of stress going on.
Yeah.
He could be the king.
But they don't do anything.
Well, still,
You know?
you stand in front of.
It's so weird that they still have this monarchy, but this monarchy doesn't do anything. It's just like a symbol now.
Pretty much.
You know? It's like
Yeah.
they don't rule the government or anything anymore. It's just like, hey, we're rich and famous.
Pretty much, yeah.
So I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. She was just an actress. I swear, like she did other humanitarian stuff, but whatever.
Did she come from
Charitable donations,
Oh.
Children's HIV Association, that kind of stuff. Oh, is pizza here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Back from pizza.
Sorry guys, dinner break.
It was super awkward because the delivery pizza guy was like lurking outside the windows.
Yeah, didn't even knock, didn't ring the doorbell, nothing. And then like my new puppy comes running to the door, so I pick her up so she doesn't go outside. And bro pets my dog.
Like in your hands.
He's like, no, thank you. And then he didn't even hand me the pizza. He made me get it out of the like little warming thing.
It's really weird.
It was really weird.
As someone who orders a lot of pizza, it was super bizarre.
Right? Like that's the first time that's ever happened.
That's so weird.
Anyway, back to Meghan Markle. I can never say her name right.
Marco. Like Mark.
And Polo.
Marco.
Polo.
Yep.
Okay.
Nailed
So, not a rags to riches story.
it. No.
You know, just, well...
So, I mean, you two can be royalty if you're probably an actor.
Right?
And-
Or have some ties to the film industry, which is
something.
what happened in her situation.
Yeah, it's fine.
But that wedding's coming up soon. Half siblings are not excited.
No, they like want to ruin the wedding, I guess, because they're not invited to the wedding.
Which is like, okay, well, I'm not either, but I'm not trying to do anything crazy.
Right, and it's like, come on, like, like you're not extra close to the woman. Like, leave her alone.
Right? Why would you want to do that to anybody on their wedding day?
No, it feels like just a jealousy thing.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like-
I'm sure.
Like, oh, now she's not only is she an actress and you know people really like her, but no, she's got to marry someone in
The
British
prince.
monarchy, and so
Woe is me.
mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Rude. Anyway, whatever. Let her have her day, God. Just let her be fine.
Whatever. I'm over it, though. I'm over the whole wedding thing.
But I did want to ask.
Uh-oh.
So, we know, obviously, Meghan Markle, and then we know Kate Middleton. I always get her name confused, like, with Tom Hiddleston, so I want to call him Middleston, which is totally wrong. But anyway.
No, it sounds good. That'd be a cute kid.
Truth. Do you know the other royal's last name?
Well, isn't it like... Do they have last names? Because it's like, there's like a Prince of Wales.
Right.
But that doesn't count as
That's a title, right?
Oh, that's weird.
I know. I looked it up because I also was like... I was just thinking about it because I got probably a little too drunk at my house and was trying to, like, think of stories.
YOLO.
And then it dawned on me as I was, like, reading about, like, Kate Middleton and all these things. I was like, oh, what are the babies' last names? And then I was like, wait a second. What is everyone else's last names? Like, it dawned on me that I didn't even know, like the prince's last name. It's like, what the hell? Anyway. So,
Do they have last names?
well, you don't necessarily need one.
Of course you don't. Why would you if you're a monarchy?
But, like, technically, I think that they said that the queen's name is a mix between, like, her husband's surnames, and other royals kind of do the same thing.
Her husband's surname?
I think so.
That would make sense.
Right?
Because she's probably the first queen in how long?
A bit.
I mean, I guess, you know, the next 3 generations in line are males. I don't think it really matters.
But Queen Elizabeth's name is Queen Elizabeth Alexandra Mary.
Those are all first names. Those are not first and last names.
Not the same. It says that the British royal families, they don't technically have a last name, that King George V decreed that the family's surname would be Windsor.
Windsor, which is a castle? Palace?
Windsor Palace? Isn't that where they get married?
Palace. No.
Oh.
They get married at the church. Isn't it like the Church of Mary or something?
I thought it was Windsor. I don't know. Maybe that's where they live.
No, I think they live in Windsor.
Windsor Palace?
Yeah.
I do know that it also says that technically their last name is Mountbatten Windsor.
What?
Very.
What is Mountbatten? Is that a title? Is that a place?
I don't know.
I don't know what's going on.
It's just what it said their name was.
St. George's Chapel, Windsor Castle.
Oh, so we were both right and wrong.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
probably
still
good.
confused, so I don't know what's going on.
I don't know either.
I don't know. Maybe. Again, I'm curious to see how much they tie Diana into Meghan.
I know. I don't know if they will, only because I feel like Kate just takes all of the brunt.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like Meghan is very different from Diana.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
I don't know. That's a good question.
Because her main diamond in her engagement, is it her main diamond or the 2 smaller ones are from Diana's collection?
I think it's the 2 smaller ones.
Oh.
I'm not sure.
You like how crazy I am? I don't remember things. I'm sleep deprived people. See? I have a puppy.
Dude, I know. It's rough.
It
The
is.
puppy life is a rough life.
Mom life.
It sucks sometimes. I'm so tired.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move on to some extra cringeworthy news. Alison Mack,
Ooh.
the actress from Smallville, right?
Which was a good show. But she always did seem a little cray.
She was a little weird. But she has been arrested for an alleged involvement in a sex cult, where she would, like, it's like one of those, like, pyramid schemey sex cults, you know.
So,
the regular pyramid scheme
the
sex
other
cults.
kind.
Yeah, right?
The good kind.
The classic, that one. Where it's basically, like, you can pay them a lot of money to go and, like, listen to, like, their professional, like, speeches and stuff. It's like a motivational speaking kind of a deal, right? Mm-hmm. But she would recruit women to go and, like, be involved in this thing, and as part of that, they have to sleep with, like, the main guy, like, the boss guy. Keith Rainier, I think is his name.
Gross.
Real icky. Can I just tell you?
It just, like, sounds like abusing the power that you have.
Ugh, tell me. It's so gross, though. Like, the worst part... Well, I mean, not the worst part, but... I shouldn't say the worst part. But some of the most, like... Oh.
Cringeworthy parts.
Some of the most cringeworthy parts are some of the tweets that she sent out trying to recruit, like, Emma Watson.
Ew.
Yeah.
Poor little Hermione.
Dude, right? Like,
no way she would do that.
She sent out this tweet that was like, Em Watson, I'm a fellow actress like yourself, and I'm involved in an amazing women's movement I think you dig. I'd love to chat if you're open.
She sounds so gross.
I participate in a unique human development and women's movement I'd love to tell you about. As a fellow actress I can relate to. Like, she kept trying to, like, tweet her and be like, hey,
no.
let's do, yeah. She also tried to get Kelly Clarkson involved. She goes in a tweet, I heard through the grapevine that you're a fan of Smallville. I'm a fan of yours as well. I'd love to chat sometime. Like, not explicitly, but still, like.
Do we use Smallville as, like, an in every time? Because,
right?
I mean, it was good.
It was good,
but how long ago did that happen?
Dude, Smallville's been off there for a minute.
It's been off over, like, 10 years, I feel like.
Dude, I know.
I don't know.
Currently, though, she is out on bail. She had a $5 million bail, and she's now out with her parents.
I wonder if her parents know, or if they approve, or if they're just part of this too. Or did they bail her out? Because
I don't know.
You know, like, I'm sure most people would be like,
I think that they're just, like, released to her parents, so, like, she doesn't run, you know?
Yeah, well, how are you going to stop? I mean, she's got to be in her, like, what, 30s, 40s? How do you stop somebody of that age from doing something like that, from running? Yeah, I don't think you do.
Ankle bracelet.
Classy.
House arrest. Sorry.
I don't know. It sounds so creepy, though.
It was real gross. It was terrible.
Like, what was that? There was, if you ever saw the Da Vinci Code movie, at the start of it, there was some kind of, like, a sex cult initiation thing.
Okay.
That's kind of what it reminds me of. That's what my mind jumps to.
No.
It was weird.
Do not like.
No.
No.
Poor people.
It's the worst segue. But speaking of sexual assault.
Oh, there it is.
Bill Cosby, guilty on all 3 accounts.
This is his second time in court.
The first time I think that they didn't they deem it that they just didn't have enough on him?
No, the jury, it was a hung jury.
Oh, that's right.
Which is weird to me.
I know.
I mean, you have to think that some of these people are saying this because they just want their 5 seconds of fame or whatever that phrase is. 5 minutes of? Is it a 5 or is it
15?
Oh, that one too. Some increment of 5. But, I mean, to have that many people say something, and I do not count Janice Dickinson, like, sorry. But that girl, ugh.
But, like,
talk about gross.
That's the only person that I know that was accusing him. Like, if all these women wanted their 15 minutes of fame, you'd think that they would be out in the news more, whatever you mean. Like, like, I don't think that most of them wanted the fame. I think that most of them were telling the truth.
Yeah.
Mainly because I don't know who they are personally. Like, and they weren't all, like, high-profile people. Like, they were just people that worked on set and that just kind of were around.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like Raven-Symoné did say something during the first trial, but I don't really remember what it was, because she was on the Cosby Show with him, and...
But she was so young. I don't know. Was she... I don't think that she was, like, a victim. I don't know.
And you can never really go with Lisa Bonet, because she's just weird in general. Sorry, not sorry. Like, let's be real. She's gorgeous. She's just a little crazy. And she's married to Jason Momoa, who is also gorgeous, but again, a little crazy. So, I don't know how you can go off those guys if they said anything, but I don't know. I think it's interesting that the first trial was a hung jury, but it's interesting that this one they found him guilty, and it's 10 years per person. So it's at least
30 years.
30 years. And the guy's like 80.
Yeah, he's not doing so hot.
No. So it's him, if he actually goes to prison, if they make him go, he's going to die there.
Oh, for sure. Yep.
Which is,
I mean, it sucks, but
sad, but not sad.
He, like, drugged and
raped
women, so yeah, like,
yeah,
that's fine.
But then you think about, the Cosby Show. He was America's dad, which, I mean, that's what I keep hearing. I'm too young for that. Sorry. But that's what I keep hearing, is that, you know, everybody considered him America's dad, and they just couldn't fathom him doing something like this.
It sucks because you want, like once the Bill Cosby allegations started, like, becoming more and more reality.
Yeah.
And then once, like the Harvey Weinstein stuff, like...
Ew.
Right, but, like, you also heard about, like Louis C.K. and, like, just other actors and big names that are now had been accused, and some have admitted it and have, like Louis C.K. said, yeah, that was really bad of me. I'm not, like, I need to, you know, take some time and get help for it, whereas other people were denying it. Yeah, but, like, there are all sorts of, like, I don't know, like, it just seems as though once this happened, it's just...
snowballs.
Absolutely.
Which is good.
It is good.
If those people really did what people are claiming they did,
right,
they totally should be punished for it. But I hope it's not people that are getting an inch and taking a mile.
Right, like, you want everyone to be truthful in the matter, and it's hard because there's no way of fully knowing.
Yeah. And you never know with accusers going after people that have money. Mm-hmm. You don't know if it's real or if they just want the money. Right. And that's the crappy part. And honestly, like, whether you truly believe in our justice system or not, like, that's just what we have to go off of, you know?
Yeah. You just have to go off of whatever they find and hope that their investigations are thorough and that they, you know.
Yep. That it ends up the right way that it's supposed to. But
yeah.
I don't know. Well, who knows? Who knows? Tom Brokaw, I think, was just accused of inappropriateness with women. And
why can't we just be cool, guys? Like, why?
Right? Like, just do what you know is right. Mm-hmm. People just, you know, don't take it and run. Just be cool. Be smart. Be real. Not everything is bad. Whatever. There's my soapbox.
It just sucks. You know? I'm like, oh, man. Because it feels like now that we're, like, all these, like, articles online, like, with all these people being accused. And then I have, like, friends on, like, Facebook and stuff that all, like, have these crazy political views. And it's just, like, it's so crappy to go online now and be like, oh, well, I guess this person sucks now. Like,
I know.
That's a bummer.
I totally have to change my opinion on this person.
I know. I'm like, come on. I wanted us to be cool, but I know. You support this rapist. I don't think I can be cool with you, man. Like, damn it.
It goes back to, like, Kanye and Chris Brown. Like, you know, Chris Brown beats people, clearly.
Dude, I know.
God damn, he makes good music.
I know.
It's so damn catchy.
I wish that I had friends that make good music that aren't just beer. Total dick. God, I know. Please fill me up more, please. More beer.
Woo, beer. I know.
But no, like, yeah, like I just have friends on Facebook. I'm like, well, guess you're just.
Nope.
Guess we're not friends anymore. Like,
yep. Maybe that's why I don't have Facebook. God, I don't want that mess.
If it apparently they're tracking everything you do and selling it to the Russians, but it's fine.
Whatever. Russians, I'm not hiding anything.
God, I know. I didn't vote for Trump. Sorry, I wasn't going to, even with your influence. Anyway, dude, if it weren't for my family being on Facebook, and that's the only way I communicate with most of them, I just wouldn't have it.
And most of them is quite a lot.
It's true.
You come from a very large family.
There's so many of us.
That's all right. Welcome to Utah.
God, I know. So many. On to next.
Yes.
You want to talk about this movie?
This cringeworthy, awful,
so
corny,
bad,
really good bad movie that we watched.
I think I want to preface that we're just gonna spoil it. It's first off, this movie that we watched was released in 1997, so if you haven't had a chance to watch it, I guess that's it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Turn this off and go watch it, or not. Whatever.
Or just keep listening and figure out if you want to watch it or not.
It's not like Infinity War. We're not gonna, like, hold back stuff because it's brand new. Whatever. No hype. We're just gonna talk about it.
And there's really not much to hold back.
There's not.
Quite honestly.
Really not. I mean, yeah. Like, it's just... it's not great. So yeah, we're not... Most of these movies that we watch, they're not, like, highly anticipated movies. Mm-hmm. So I think that's why we're just gonna dive right in. because we can, and because they're like all on Netflix and stuff. We don't really want to watch movies that we have to go out and like find and have an effort to find. Like once in a while, we may have to rent one on Amazon for like $1, but
Yeah.
for the most part, these are all going to be like free on Netflix, free on, Hulu or whatever you're doing, right?
Just so that you can get a good laugh, and we can too.
Yeah, right. It's one of those movies. We'll watch the movies that you scroll by and you're like, that doesn't look very good. Maybe someday I'll watch it for a kick.
Right. Maybe someday when I'm like high or drunk.
Yeah,
or both.
right?
Yeah.
Don't worry.
It's those movies, but
But
I mean, I'm pretty much sober the whole time. I don't know about Johnson over here.
I'll have a beer or two. I'm not going to get like plastered watching it because, oh dear.
I don't know. That could kind of be fun.
I feel... I wrote some notes watching, like, finding articles to talk about today, and, like, I misspelled birthday. So,
How'd you spell it?
B-U-R.
Birthday.
Birthday. So, basically, I shouldn't watch these movies drunk because I don't know what I would write.
Whatever. I think that'd be more fun.
Me just trying to, like, wade through my notes that I'm like, what the hell was I talking about?
So what was your first impression? Like, just reading the synopsis on, like, IMDb or something.
Yeah, like, my first impressions, when I first... So, okay, my first impression initially was, like, well, it's made in 1997. The graphics and, like, the special effects probably not going to be amazing. And that's fine. I'm willing to get past that just because it was made in 97.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not, like, I don't think that you and I are probably overly critical of the, like, graphics or anything like that.
Right.
I think, like, they were fine.
They were corny, but I mean, it was probably good for a low budget film in 1997,
right? So, like,
So-
all right, I'll give it that. That's
Yeah.
fine. It looked like one of those, like... All right, so I guess I'll just start here by saying that the movie poster... Oh, we don't even say what movie we're watching.
Oh.
We watched The Cube.
Yeah. Cube. Isn't it just Cube?
Oh, just Cube. Yes,
Know
it's just Cube. The movie poster, though, on IMDb it says, like, fear, paranoia, suspicion, desperation.
And it looks like the guy's in, like an air conditioning vent or an air duct vent.
Yeah, it looks like he's crawling through, like, an office.
It does not look like a cube, so
It does not.
whatever. I mean, it has 4 sides. Does that count?
I guess it does.
I don't know.
That's the technical definition of a cube,
So,
I suppose.
yeah. Yeah.
It was,
That was
right.
about it.
There's a sequel, so tune in next week.
Woo!
That's right, we're watching Hypercube.
Oh, God. So, first impression?
First impression was,
Sorry.
oh dear Lord, I really, really hope that this isn't like Saw.
Yeah, that was kind of my first impression, too. Like, you read about it, and you're like, oh, it kind of sounds like Saw. And I watched a majority of the Saw movies, and so...
I can't do Saw.
Really?
It's too much for me. Like, yeah, like, I'm all for, like, a good, like, suspenseful movie or, like, whatever, and I like horror films, but, I don't know, Saw's just almost too, like, I don't know, too much.
I think I did it under peer pressure. I'm gonna be real. High school days.
Yeah, no, I could see that, but
Yeah.
I just personally couldn't do it. It just sounded too
Yeah.
gross.
But
for
this
my
is
liking.
nothing like Saw.
Thankfully, no. It started out a little bit like it.
Yeah.
And then that really freaked me out.
I know.
And then it ended up not being like it.
At
So
all.
that was good.
Yeah. It was...
So,
I mean, like, we'll just dive right in. One of the first scenes is this, like, people are kidnapped and put into this cube room thing
it's like think of like a Rubik's Cube.
with, like, individual rooms
Right.
as each colors.
Right, like
Kind of a
individual
thing.
rooms with colors, and it's like little cubes make up a bigger cube.
Yep.
So that kind of thought process.
And there are 4 doors on each wall, and,
There's one door on each wall.
yep, that one too.
It's like-
There are 4 doors,
one on each wall.
1 on each wall. You're right. That was the one I was looking for.
It's like, that's a lot of doors. Did I miss something?
I swear I was totally sober watching this. But the guy opens this door, crawls through it, and gets sliced into like a million little pieces by these ultra thin razor wire.
Right, they were like
Thing.
razor wiry
String.
like sharp fishing line.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure there's a better way to describe it. But and then it like folds up and like goes into the ceiling. Basically, like you get a real sense of like this is in fact like death traps in each room, and so I was expecting to see a lot of that. I was like, because right off the bat, that's like in like the first like 2 minutes of the film, like homie wakes up, crawls through a thing, gets cubed real good, and then that didn't happen again.
And then you meet four new people?
Yes. So we meet the first... Okay, so there's a cop named Quentin. There's a doctor named Holloway. There's a guy named Worth. A younger girl named Levin.
Eleven or Levin?
Leaven.
Oh my
Levin.
God.
Like,
Okay.
this is going to be a biblical reference, like unleavened bread.
Oh. I like how your Utah just came out there.
Well, I was Mormon.
You were.
Anyway, so apparently, we find out really quickly that Quentin is a cop.
But not a, I don't know. I feel like he doesn't have the normal mindset of a policeman.
No, which is
Like-
why his character for me was really hard to buy into.
Right. Because I feel like most policemen put everybody else first and then them last.
Yeah, he was real
Self-centered.
Oh, yeah.
Real all about
the
himself.
whole time. And that comes out real quick.
Yeah.
We find out that Holloway's a doctor real fast because she starts spouting off this whole like, oh my god, we're all gonna die. We're not gonna have any food or water. The body's gonna shut down.
Oh yeah, and we're gonna run out of oxygen.
We're gonna run out of oxygen. And I
Yeah.
was like, dude, you don't need to be a doctor for me to know that.
I know.
I, a normal
common
college
sense.
dropout, am well aware that without food or water or oxygen, you're gonna die.
Yeah, it's
Like-
gonna suck, but
Right?
you're gonna die.
Have fun with that shit. But yeah, Toad's gonna die. Like, whoa. These
Wasn't
people.
there one more guy?
There is.
Yeah.
These people all kind of fall into like a cube together. Like they wake up and like they're crawling through a cube and they just kind of meet up, right?
Yeah.
There is another guy. His name is Renz. Was it Renz? Renz?
I don't know.
I think it was Ren. He, conveniently enough, is a thief / escape artist who has escaped from several prisons.
Nice.
And we would not have known this if it weren't for Cop Quentin telling us that,
That's who he was.
yeah.
Well, no, didn't he say he was?
No, he was like, I don't believe
Oh,
who
yeah.
I'm looking at right now. It's Ren. He escaped from prisons, and I'm a cop, so I know that.
It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yep.
And his way of figuring out if rooms were like booby trapped or
Yeah.
not was throwing one's boot into the room to see if something bad happened.
Right,
into
like if it would set off something.
yeah.
Like they did it once. He threw it in, and then like the boot caught fire or something.
Yeah.
Maybe that was down the road, but still, like it set off the trap, and so then either the boot was gone, or he'd pull the boot back and deem that it was safe. And that was Ren's way of doing it.
Which is, very, very, only a criminal
yeah.
would think of
Only
those ways.
Only a criminal would think of that, and only the cop would know the criminal,
Right.
Because no one else watches the news.
Of course.
Uh,
They didn't have 24-hour social media like we do.
they
though.
do not. No, it's true. It's 1997, but still, like they got Fox News. Someone will tell them.
They have Fox News.
Probably wasn't as biased as it is now. Anyway,
Eh.
yeah. So
Then the Levin girl.
the 11 girl's a student of some sort. We'd find out a little bit more about her later. But yeah,
She was weird. She was weird to me.
they gave her glasses. They kept her with her glasses, but everyone else made a big hubbub about they're like, they stole my ring, my wedding ring.
Right? Like,
Ah, they took it.
I don't
Who's
know.
they?
Yeah. It's like, so was that on purpose?
Yeah, right? And even then, it didn't really answer it.
No.
Like, when we find out about her a little later, like,
No.
it didn't really answer why they kept her glasses.
It was weird.
Yeah, right?
Okay.
Quickly, we see everyone have, like, a screamy panic attack, so that was fun.
Valid. Well, I feel like that's valid. I would too.
Yeah, no, I feel like I would have probably a panic attack, but it was very shrieky.
Yes.
Like,
There
whoa.
were a lot of girls.
Yes, there were.
Shout out
Shout
to the girls.
out to the girls. They shrieked a lot. During, like, these panic attacks, though, the camera darted around a ton. I don't know if you noticed that. It just, like, darted face to face to face. I was like, oh, boy. Oh,
It's like,
no.
look, I'm gonna get nauseous.
I
Like,
know. This is not good.
Do you notice how many times you saw up somebody's nose?
All the time.
That was the weirdest thing
Angles
ever.
on this camera movement were weird.
And they're not even like these people had big noses. They were just like, these actors and actresses were just conveniently
They just had the camera
placed.
like down in like the corner, like on the floor.
like trying to look
Right.
up at these people. And
Right.
I mean, so many noses.
Yeah, it was real rough.
It was.
All right, so everyone learns quickly about each other. One of my favorite parts in the very beginning was that like Quentin, the cop, was like, "This cube isn't made by the government," and everyone else was like, "Well, how do you know that?" And he's like, "I worked for the government. I'm a cop. I worked for them."
Not always true, but okay.
Just because you're a cop doesn't mean you know about government secrets and conspiracies. Like, what? That made no sense.
Oh, whatever. He's just trying to show out how cool he is.
Right? He didn't work for, like, the CIA.
Nope.
He was, like, a detective.
It's like a local PD.
Yeah, exactly. Like, okay, whatever. Anyway, oh, that's right. My favorite line out of the whole movie, though, is in this first part, where the doctor, Holloway, is like having a panic attack about how they're all gonna die because of no food and water and air and stuff. And she goes, "Holy cats! Holy cats!"
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
So clearly single and a cat lady.
No, she was married.
Oh.
She had she was talking about how she had like a wedding ring, and she's like, "Where did they take
Oh,
it?"
yeah, huh? Okay, at least a crazy cat lady.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
real whiny and I don't know, the writing was a little off. But anyway,
A little cringeworthy.
yeah. But then like the escape artist, I think he's a French escape artist
I want to know what kind of prisons he's escaping from.
with his boot.
Yeah. I mean, like,
Don't know.
are there some secret prisons around that we don't know about that have all these traps around them? That,
Yeah,
like,
that's because
this
don't
is
you
normal?
know that all prisons have traps?
Right?
They don't just have barbed wire and guards. They just have booby traps.
Right.
That's how it's like Home Alone. That's how all prisons are. Don't you know?
Yeah. Sorry, my bad.
Every prison is just like the Home Alone house.
It was just so ridiculous. I was just like, what kind of prisons is he breaking out of? Because the ones I know about are not this crazy.
Those are not the same.
But I don't know. Maybe he's European. Europeans don't get mad at me. Okay?
Europeans have normal prisons. Like they have like it's not like they have like cruel and unusual punishment. Anyway.
Yeah, I think that's more us, isn't it?
Sure, I guess. I don't even know. But so French escape artist like plucks a button off of her shirt and is like
Suck on this.
yeah, suck on this.
So that
It's like
you don't get dehydrated or
right.
something.
He's like, it keeps the saliva flowing. Does that work?
I don't
That's
know.
not going to keep you from dying.
I would not put a button in my mouth.
You don't know where it's been.
Right?
It's probably
Because
anyway.
they gave them clothes.
Right.
Specific clothes.
Like a jumpsuit, basically. It was like a button-up gray shirt and like a button-down pants, which aren't a thing.
Whatever. Do you remember those ones that had the buttons on the side? The pull apart ones?
Oh yeah, they're like cool, like hammer pants.
They didn't have those,
no,
though.
my hammer pants. Anyway,
Yeah.
tearaways.
Yeah.
Like we're like the Globetrotters.
Yeah. Or like strippers use them and just whoosh
Oh
out
my
their
god,
pants.
yes!
Okay, so we're
No,
not
they're not
that
like those.
exciting.
They're just like sweatpants. And then they each have boots. And then of course Levins has glasses and no one else has possessions.
Right.
Just her for some reason. So he's like, you won't die because your saliva will be flowing. For some reason that's going to keep you from dehydrating? I don't even know.
Yeah, I
I don't think that's a thing.
don't know. I think it's dehydration.
There we go. Words be hard. But yeah, like that's not gonna stop someone from starving to death. Like what? You gonna start eating buttons? Like that's just have fun with that.
No.
So quickly though, the French escape artist throws his boot into a trap, deems that it's fine, hobbles into the next room, and then proceeds to have his face liquefied.
Yeah, it was like acid was
Like,
sprayed
sprayed
onto his
yeah.
face.
And then what gets me is like they drug them
Right.
back into the pod.
Right? That was my issue too. It's just like clearly he's not gonna make it.
Yeah, his face is gone.
And he's not gonna be of any
Leave
benefit.
him.
Yeah. Why?
Right?
Why?
Like you just met the man. He's not like your kid that you're like, I need to bury him.
Right.
No, you just met this stranger.
And he's clearly sketchy because
Right. He's clearly a thief in prison and whatever.
Right.
And then, like, his face is melted off. He's
Yeah.
dead.
Yeah.
No, you don't survive that.
No.
There is, like, his face became a crater.
Yeah. Like, it was, no.
Like,
There's nothing there.
Right. It's not like a Two-Face situation
No.
where you can live through it and just, like, have burn face. No.
No.
His face was hella gone.
Yeah. No eyes, no nose, no mouth. It was just black.
Real crater.
It was real
And
gross.
they pull him back in. I'm like, don't drag him back into your own cube.
Right?
First of all, you're risking your own life. Second, what if you get that weird stuff on you? You don't want to contaminate your own perfectly decent cube that you know is safe.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
And the smell.
Ugh. Then the group freaks out again. And they start using the boot method for themselves because I guess it was working. Because it worked so well for Frenchman.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it worked pretty much the whole time, except for, like, 2 rooms.
I think, yeah.
So, I mean, not a bad method.
But not every room is booby trapped, we should mention.
Yes. It was 1 out of the 4 were.
Yeah. And like, they had a lot of math in this movie, which
Oh my god.
lost me real fast.
Right?
Because they go... So, we're approaching one of my favorite scenes in the movie. Where, like, the school kid, Levens, she notices that each hatch, or each cube has, like, a number...
A number sequence
Yeah,
on
like
it.
a number sequence next to each door.
Right. And these doors are not, like, full-size man doors.
No, they're, like,
You
little
have, like,
hatches that you have to, like,
yeah,
crank open
it's
and
like
crawl through.
crawl space.
Yeah.
Door.
So she notices that each number is, she's trying to figure out, like, a pattern, and she figures out that the cubes that are safe are represented all by prime numbers. Mm-hmm. But then my favorite part, which is a montage, it's literally, like, a montage of her doing a bunch of math, and they're going through different cubes, and it's like...
Yeah, like the acapella music.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell is this montage?
It was so funny because it was just like, you know how acapella is kind of like a cool thing right now? They totally jumped the gun.
It was
And
great.
they were so good.
Good, delightful.
It was the worst.
like math montage.
And that happened like throughout the whole movie.
Yeah, there was another time when it happened too. It's good, very good.
Very awesome.
Now we have another character that comes into play. So they all come into this one cube together, and then someone falls in from like the hatch above them, which threw me off a little bit. And I'll talk a little bit about it later because I don't want to get ahead of myself here. But apparently that height is fine. The cube isn't tall enough to hurt him when he falls in it.
Yeah.
Even though later on someone gets hurt by a fall.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, so can we go back to the Levin girl or whatever her name is?
Yeah.
At the beginning, she was this totally shy, scared girl. Mm-hmm. And then once she figures out, like, her purpose, you know, knowing that she's, like, figured out this whole prime number thing, she gets cocky as hell.
Right? Like, this is the only way it's done.
Yeah. And she gets, like,
Weird.
so obnoxious, but it was such a quick turnaround. Like, it was 1 minute she was all scared and pathetic, and then the next minute she's like, I'm the bitch in
Right?
here. Like,
It was so
it was obnoxious
weird.
to me.
It
But
was so annoying.
anyway, sorry.
So, okay, so all they're all gathered in a room. Homie, this guy falls from the cube above them into this cube where everyone else is at. And literally, I had the hardest time with this. The character is severely autistic, and literally my first thought was, oh dear Lord, please don't kill off the autistic man.
Right?
What? Why? Okay.
And I'm sure it wouldn't be that big of an issue back then, or it wouldn't be that big of an issue back then. But nowadays, I feel like if somebody just made this movie,
Are the right people? I don't know.
it'd be awful.
I feel right. My nephew's autistic, and I just can't even like. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What?
But
Why?
Spoiler alert, they do not kill him.
No. He survives. His name is Kazan. Kazan.
I don't know.
Kazan. Kazan.
Kazan.
So it's quickly revealed that he has autism. Well, it's not revealed he is autistic. I actually read that later on. I just was like, all of my notes were like, he's got a developmental disability.
Yeah.
So autistic though. He's autistic.
Okay.
Quentin, the cop is very vocal that they should just leave him.
Which is sweet. Again, not
like,
something that a police
Jesus.
officer would really
No!
do.
Not at all, right?
But okay.
Yeah, and he's like, no, we should leave him. And most everyone was cool with leaving him except for the doctor.
Right.
Holloway was like, no, we can't leave him. Like, he's part of the group now. I'm sorry.
Right.
We have, like...
Being like a true doctor,
Right.
wanting to help everybody out.
Yeah, it was,
Yeah.
dude. At this point, we're like at a half hour into the movie,
Mm-hmm.
and it feels like everyone is being a bunch of dicks to each other.
Right?
Just yelling at each other. It's just so unpleasant to watch.
Well, and it's just like everybody's blaming everybody for everything,
Mm-hmm.
and nobody's doing it right, and everybody has their own opinions, and
Right.
it's just like, and Quentin's trying to be the leader, but nobody likes Quentin.
No, well, I mean, it's obvious because he's very
He's a
clear
dick.
about hating everyone.
Yeah.
As I wrote this, I wrote to myself, I hate all of these people. Not one of the characters. They're all selfish and with like really snotty attitudes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're all stressed. I get it. But dear Lord, I don't care if you all die.
Yep.
I do not care about any of these people.
No.
I don't recall exactly when, but Kazan pees in the corner.
Oh yeah.
And that was super, like,
awkward.
that freaked me out at first because, like, it was just like a scene of him whipping it out. Like, you don't see anything, but you can tell what's going on. And I was like, oh dear God.
Why is this necessary?
Well, right.
I don't know why we had to do that. Like, is it to show like they've been in this room for so long and
But still,
yeah?
at this point, he just gets yelled at and he doesn't know, like, he doesn't know better.
right,
He just had to go to the bathroom.
right. But
It's
again,
just-
like
he just decides to go to the bathroom. And so then, like, I don't know. It was just real, like, uncomfortable.
and
the
everybody was like, it's
execution of
gonna
it.
reek so bad in here. And it's
You're
like,
gonna
okay.
leave the cube anyway. You
Right.
don't want to stay in there. Who gives a shit?
right?
Let the man pee, I guess. But no, yeah. It just wasn't necessary.
Nope.
And, like, Levins was like, you're so gross! Like, shrieky and, like, ugh. Just
Did you
don't care.
notice when she was figuring out the numbers that she was writing them down in the
Right.
middle with her button?
Yeah, I wrote that down later. Yeah, I wrote, like...
Sharp ass button.
Yeah, I was like, oh, there's, like, a compilation when they're trying to figure out, like, the numbers, because it turns out that they, like, there's a deeper meaning behind the numbers and not just prime numbers, so she was
Right.
trying to figure it out, and she's, like, scratching stuff into metal, and I was like, is it your button?
Right.
Like, what?
And it's
Why?
like, if we're sucking on these sharp ass buttons, how's that not cutting your
Dude,
mouth
like,
up?
there's no way that this plastic button is etching
Uh-uh.
into this metal. Yeah, that threw me
Nope.
off, too. It's like,
Yeah.
what the hell?
Yep.
Like, I could see her maybe trying to take apart her glasses and, like, use sharp object from her glasses. Like, the metal from her glasses, but no. She used the button.
It was, yeah, you could definitely tell it was a button because it had like the 4 little holes.
Yeah, that one threw me off.
It was weird.
She needed her glasses for no reason because she got real close up to the numbers anyway. Like, it's not like she had to see across anything.
I think the whole point of the glasses was at the very end. I don't know if you remember.
Don't.
I'm not going to spoil it.
Remind me later when we get
Okay.
there. 'Cause that's a good point. I just don't remember.
And then they, through this, at least 3 times, it would fade in and out. Like, it would black out.
Yeah. It was weird.
And I would
So
like
weird.
say that was a 90s thing, but I don't think it was.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Like,
I guess we'll find out as we watch more movies from the 90s.
maybe.
I probably will
Because it
find
was
out.
just, it was like the weirdest things. It was almost like, we're going to take a little intermission between these scenes for a minute. It was just like,
Do you think it was made for TV?
no.
No, they didn't because they had box office numbers. We can go over that after, but
It was weird.
it was weird.
It was weird.
Quentin, the cop, and Doc Holloway start to talk about, like, the relation of the cube and all, like, the conspiracy theories. Mm-hmm. And then Worth, who's been pretty quiet and kind of condescending the whole time,
Right.
was like, there is no conspiracy. It's just people building stuff and sticking other people in stuff. First off, what?
Yeah.
And how is that not a conspiracy? Because people just don't build stuff to stick people in stuff. That's
Right.
not a normal characteristic
No.
of humans. Like,
What? You've got to be crazy to
Right.
do that shit.
that's a conspiracy theory. Like,
Yeah.
what do you mean there's not a conspiracy? That is the conspiracy. What?
Yeah.
That was so dumb.
Yeah.
And then he was like, then Worth got called out, basically, by Quentin, which rightfully so. Because Worth finally admitted, he's like, yeah, I worked for these guys.
I built the box around the cube.
Right. I built the outside of this thing.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, well, why didn't you fucking say something?
I know.
Like, what?
And it was like, I was too ashamed to say it because I helped put everybody here.
But first off, you didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you weren't the one hand selecting people.
True.
And he said, he's like, we were just a contracted job, and I didn't know that the outside of the stuff that I was... Well, okay, first off, this part I had a hard time believing. Where he was like, I just built the outside, and they didn't tell us what was going on in the inside. I just need to know about the outside. Okay,
Yeah.
First point, who hires anyone without telling them the whole job?
The NSA.
Surveillance people.
Oh,
Not
the
just
CIA. I don't
CIA.
know.
But I mean, I guess that they could, but I had
Yeah.
a hard time believing that, right?
Right.
Especially when it's like you're designing and doing construction. You have to know the bigger picture in order for you to for your design to work.
You would think, but this is movie magic, Johnson.
I suppose. The other part that I also felt was confusing, and maybe I just missed it. Why didn't anyone ask him what the outside was made of? Like, okay, well then if you're an expert on the outside, do you know by chance, other than I think he revealed that there was one door.
And he revealed the dimensions, didn't
right.
he?
He
how
revealed the
big it was?
dimensions, and that there was a door.
Yeah.
You don't want to know anything else? Maybe how if it's tough to get out,
Yeah, what it's
aside from
made
the
out
door?
of.
Yeah, anything. Maybe to know
If
whether
they're,
you're
little rivets.
right.
No.
Maybe something along the lines of we're floating in space.
Yeah.
No?
Are we?
Right, where are we?
Yeah.
What's this thing meant to withstand?
Yeah.
Where on
Again,
Earth or not Earth are we?
I feel like these should be Quentin questions, being a police officer,
Right, trying to get to the
figure
bottom
this
of
out.
things.
Nope.
Instead, he's like, let's leave the autistic man behind. That's
Yeah.
fun.
Has he gotten hurt yet? Has
Not
Quentin-
yet.
Okay. Spoiler alert.
Uh,
Anyway.
yeah, so at this point, we're 45 minutes into the movie, by the way.
Yep.
All right, so now we're getting to the point to where Levins, the math kid, gets mad at Kazan for being loud because he can't control.
Because he's autistic and...
Right, and he has he's ticks and makes noises and
Right.
stuff. And so then she begins to math again. They keep hearing this rumbling, right?
Yeah, and the room's shaking.
Yeah, the room's shaking and they're hearing things, which comes into play later.
And it's not a subway.
Not a subway. It's not a subway where Kanye and I are trapped in.
Good one.
They let's see. They have another dumb argument about who was right about what to do.
Quentin. Quentin's fault.
Right, and they're like, "Who were you before you got kidnapped? What? Blah 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 blah." And then, the doctor called Quentin, the black cop, a Nazi.
Solid.
That was a real interesting. And then he yelled at her for being nosy because she was like, "What did everyone do before we got kidnapped?" And he was like, "You're so nosy."
Yeah.
Whoa,
but then
okay.
he goes into saying he has a family.
Right.
He's gonna fight. I'm gonna live for something. And
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so 15 minutes in, they're convinced that they're at the end door, right? That they're at one of the far edges of
the
thing.
Rubik's Cube
Yeah.
thing.
And so then I decided to take a stab at what's on the other side of the door.
And what'd you come up with, Johnson?
I said, another sad room of potential death,
Okay.
the vacuum of space,
Okay.
or a brick wall like the Looney Tunes cartoons.
Like the Looney Tunes cartoon. That would be funny.
Or,
And probably not very far-fetched for the
you
time.
open it and it's just a brick wall.
Right.
But
It was neither of those.
I was super
or
wrong.
Any of those things, I guess.
I literally wrote large drop hallway, words are hard, crevasse.
Yeah, it was just it was almost like there was just a gap in between the Rubik's Cube and the cube wall thing
Right.
that
It
Worth
reminded
built.
me, and you probably can't relate to this reference as much, but maybe our listeners can. If you've ever seen Star Wars,
No.
in episode 4, where
God.
Luke and Leia are trapped in the Death Star and they're trying to escape the Death Star, and Luke does his little hook and they swing across the bridges that aren't extending. Anyway, it felt kind of like that, just more dark and deep.
I'm gonna believe you.
So yeah, anyway.
Because I don't do Star Wars.
But that's what it felt like. It just felt like, it was like a long drop.
And you couldn't really see,
very dark.
like, up or down.
Yeah, like, it was for sure tall enough that you couldn't see the bottom.
Yeah.
I mean, it clearly wasn't well lit, but...
No. Yeah.
So then what do they decide to do? Instead of maybe, like, trying to go down in the cubes, because they're clearly tall, like, they're clearly high up.
Right.
Instead of trying to, like, hop down cubes just to go the down direction, they instead decide to make a rope out of their clothes, like in prison.
Did we... Never mind.
Did we skip at something?
I don't know.
Oh. I know people start to get hurt soon.
Oh, soon?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, they make this weird makeshift rope ladder where, this is another part that was weird for me, is that, like, first of all, it's a bad idea, but second, each cube next to each hatch has, like, little ladders.
Yeah.
So you can climb, right?
Right.
Instead of, like, tying that, like, the rope ladder to one of those, like, the ladder that's attached to the cube itself, they just held onto it.
Yeah, they, like, tied it to themselves.
Yeah. Which doesn't seem safe.
Again, cop.
Right.
You should have known
You should know how to
better, but
do that.
whatever.
Okay.
He's a conceited... No, I'm not going to say that. That sounds weird.
He's just not good at his job. He's
Yeah.
just not very good at his job. So they at first want to send the, like, Levens, the girl, like the little girl down, and she's not little, but she's like high school,
she
but
was
still.
she was
She's the
the
littlest of all of them.
yeah, she was the lightest
Right.
of everybody.
And then the doctor was like, "No, send me. I'm an adult. She's a kid. We don't
I
have
feel
to,
like she was not that young though. I feel like Levin was
I
probably
feel like she was in, like, college.
yeah, I do too.
But, like, everyone, she was definitely the youngest.
Yeah.
So then they send the cop down. She climbs down, like, literally not very far at all.
No, like maybe 5 yards.
Oh, maybe. I was gonna say,
No,
like,
like-
5 feet.
Oh, okay.
Like, not far at all. I
No.
mean, it doesn't help that half of the rope is being tied to the people inside the cube, so they don't give her a lot
and
of
they're
distance
in, like,
anyway.
the middle of the cube.
Yeah.
They're not
It's
even by
weird.
the edge.
Yeah, it was not. Nope. Anyway, so they clearly realize that this rope method isn't working because she's not getting anywhere.
Right.
She's just hanging there like, well, I can't see anything. This was a waste of time.
Plus, there's nothing there anyway.
Yeah, there's really nothing there. So she decides to get pulled back up, which is great, until we had our lovely Lion King moment.
Yeah, like the Mufasa and Scar thing. I totally thought that too. That's so funny.
Yeah, so, like, they,
Quentin. It's Quentin,
yeah,
right?
Quentin is the one that decides to be the Scar in the situation.
Right.
Like, everyone else is, like huffing and hoeing because they're just like, oh, okay, thank God she's back up. And she's, like, hanging out of the cube.
Yeah, she's like 2 feet down or something.
Yeah, she's, like, 2 feet down, and, like, Quentin goes to try and grab her, and then, like, flings her off
Yeah,
to
like
her death. Like,
it's like she goes to reach up for it,
Right.
and he like moves.
yeah, he,
or,
like,
like-
I think he, like throws her almost.
Yeah.
Like, they, like, grab hands, and he's like, okay, bye.
Yeah, it was very Mufasa, Scar.
It was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm not the
No,
only one who thought that.
not at all. So yeah, so she's totes dead now.
Yeah,
Um,
sad but not really.
Right? She was annoying, but you know what though? Like, I feel like she was. First off, she was the only one trying to keep Kazan alive.
Yeah, she's the only advocate for the guy.
So that was sad. Everyone is now legitimately freaked out by Quentin because he kind of snaps.
Valid.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, and I feel like, you know, everybody in this situation is a little stressed out, but
Yeah.
not that stressed out.
I feel like, I don't know.
There's always got to be that person.
Yeah, like, this movie I walked away from this movie being like, well, I can see why people are stressed out, but it didn't, like, there wasn't a lot of building of, like character development, so I wasn't like,
Oh God, no.
I am sad about whatever this person, or even, like, I didn't feel like there were high stakes,
No.
so it's just,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there was no character development.
so,
And it all moved very fast.
yeah.
Like,
It was a short movie, it's like an hour and 45 minutes, like, it
Yeah.
wasn't, like, don't get me wrong, I don't know that I'd want more of it, but
no.
they could have spaced it out a little bit, I don't know, but,
Yeah.
Anyway, everyone is now freaked out by Quentin. He snaps and thinks that, like, he and Levens are the key to getting out and no one else matters. Mm-hmm. And so he...
Wrong.
Yeah, right? Clearly that's wrong. So then Quentin basically beats to death Worth with his boot.
Or tries to beat to death.
Yeah, so I guess we'll spoil it. He's not dead, but you think he's dead for a minute.
Right.
In his freak out, Quentin calls Kazan a retard, which is very uncool. And...
Well, back in the day, I feel like that was...
1997, still, because it feels like
acceptable.
everyone else were like, ugh,
Yeah.
that's not okay.
Right.
It's very uncalled for. Levens defends Kazan, and they were like, hey, no. No.
Yeah.
And so they start trying to figure out a way to get down. They know now, I guess what they did find out was from the giant crevasse, large hallway drop thing, is that these cubes move.
Right, which was the shaking,
right,
and the rumbling, the not subway that Johnson's on with Kanye.
Yeah, my not subway. Instead it's like each room goes either up, down, left or right, whatever, right? Kind of like a Rubik's Cube, how you can move the rooms instead of like rotating it. It's just like an elevator, like a Willy Wonka elevator.
Yes.
And then you burst through the ceiling and you get a terrible view of London, and that's the end of the movie. No.
Nah. That would be
wouldn't that be a twist?
That would be too quick of an ending.
They're like all like huddled in this cube, and then it starts to shake and it bursts through the ceiling.
That'd be funny.
Everyone's like, "What the fuck?"
Nope, not how that plays out.
Alrighty, so Levens is just like determined that she's like, their math is too big right now. It's not just about prime numbers. They all mean something. They're like all, and again, it's lost on me, and it's probably because I'm bad at math. I don't know. All of these numbers were like coordinates, which didn't make sense to me because the cubes moved.
Were they coordinates or were they like factors?
I thought they were coordinates. Like I thought that the way they described it were like there were prime numbers and coordinates that have roots that are prime. And the numbers are patterned in like sets of 3, so like 3, 3, 3, and each set of 3 would need to be prime in addition to having the whole root be prime.
Oh, yeah.
And then I thought that it was like coordinates based on like how, because they were using the numbers to be like, oh, maybe not. Because I thought they were using the numbers to be like, we're X amount away from
the outside.
I
don't remember. All I remember is what was the autistic guy's name? Kazan was screaming out, like he turned into the numbers person. He would look at the doors.
He ended up being like a math savant, because like Levens freaks out. She's like, I can't do the math, it's too big, my button won't scratch all of the way. It's too big. And she like loses her mind, and they notice that Kazan is like doing math in his mind.
Yeah, he's like secretly, or he's just quietly whispering.
Right, like the answers.
The answers, yeah.
But he won't do it unless he imagines that they're gumdrops, which I thought that was unnecessary.
What?
Yeah.
I missed that.
Yeah, they were like, imagine they're gumdrops, because he's like, gumdrop, and they're like, imagine they're gumdrops, and he's like,
who likes gumdrops?
I don't know. As being born in the early 90s, I didn't like gumdrops.
Yeah.
Anyway. Good.
But
so okay,
Worth is still alive.
Right, Worth is still alive. So really quick, once Quentin realizes that Kazan is like some math savant, all of a sudden he's like, yeah, Kazan.
So buddy with him.
He's like, you're the best.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm like, you're a dick.
He's like, I'm gonna, he just turned into the second-hand man, like,
yeah,
I need you, so
dumb.
Yeah,
it's like, come on,
it's awful.
Yeah. Then we go, and I wrote down, surprise, Worth isn't dead. He sneaks through a hatch and attacks Quentin. He like jumps on him,
which is impressive for being like half beaten to death.
Seriously, right? Worth pushes Quentin into a hatch and then chokes him with the door of the hatch.
Okay.
And then he like pushes him down and like throws him down into another like cube, and like we're led to believe, again, we'll just spoil it, we're led to believe he's dead, right? But what confused me about this part is that I guess that the other beatings that he got with like that Quentin received from Worth. There's the scene, and you see him, and he falls, and he like hits his head, and he's like bleeding out from his head.
Right.
And I'm like, if that's really that tall, well, how didn't Kazan die when he just like fell down? I don't know.
And then it was weird because there are some doors that would close automatically.
Yeah, that was really weird.
And then there were some doors that they manually had to close.
Yeah.
So the one that they closed on Quentin was one that you manually had to close.
Yeah.
But you could, I mean, I feel like you could definitely tell that he was not dead because...
it felt too easy.
Yeah.
It just felt like they beat the crap out of him, and then it was like, oh, well, I guess we're done.
It's more
Find
like it broke his trachea versus like decapitation.
Right. It was like, oh.
Yeah. It was kind of anticlimactic for like what it could have been.
Right. And it wasn't like this long drawn out thing. Like it happened pretty quick.
Yeah.
Kazan gets separated for like 2 seconds. And they hear him screaming. And he was in the next the next cube.
Yeah.
Because he was in a cube. He was the last to enter from the last cube into the new cube. And then the last cube that Kazan was in, like, moves.
Yeah.
And then they find him, which was also... That just felt like an unnecessary part. Like, I get that the cubes moved. We established it.
Right.
You didn't need to show it with him getting separated. And then they just found him right away. It was like, why...
Right.
Like, it just didn't feel... That, to me, didn't feel like there was a lot of payoff.
I don't know if it was, like, to show that everybody else was okay with him being worth a fight to, like, risk their lives for him. You know.
Do you think that, I mean, I don't want to be devil's advocate. Do you think that they wanted him because he could do math, or do you think they really cared about him? Or both?
I don't think, no. I don't know. I honestly don't think either. I don't know.
Because why would they go back if he wasn't worth anything? But also, like, unless they just care about him as a person.
Yeah, probably the math thing.
Sad. That's a bummer.
Whatever.
I know, it's still, it's like, oh, it's sad.
Listeners, you will see why I said whatever in a minute to that comment. As I, like, totally throw Johnson off.
I was like, what? Anyway. So they finally get to the end, right? They find Kazan back, and they finally get to the very end where they get to leave, right? And they all get out of the pod, or the cube. I keep calling it a pod. They get out of the cube. They're, like, in a hallway. And then stupid Levins and Worth are just like, what do I have to live for? I'm like, just fucking leave.
I know.
Just
like,
leave. What are you still doing here?
Was that the point of the cube? Or yeah.
Yeah, right?
I feel like at that point, I would be like, you know, I have something to live for.
Right.
I don't want to be in this cube. I do want to see my family go to school, stuff like that. But no. That'd be like too normal.
Right. That would be too normal. And honestly, it's like, Worth is like, oh, I don't have anything to live for, except for the fact that you're like, you just want to stay in here? Maybe figure that out when when you leave. Maybe not have this discussion
before
now.
Even, like, they weren't even out of the room, were they?
They were, like, in the hallway. But, their cube that they had just left was, like, literally, like, steps behind them.
Right.
Oh, hey, that's my feet.
Sorry, people.
That's my feet.
My puppy is chewing on Johnson's
That's my feet. Ew.
feet. And by puppy, I mean she's, 8 months, or 8 weeks old.
You're so wiggly. Wiggle. She just smells the food on the table.
Yeah, so, and again, it wasn't like, oh my gosh, I have so much to live for after going through this thing where I almost died. It was like, oh, woe is me.
Right. I'm never going to amount to anything.
Yeah, I'm not worth anything.
Ugh. Again, maybe you should figure this out.
Maybe that's why they put you in the cube in the first place.
Right? So annoying, because Levins is like, no, we can find something. I'll be your friend, like, whatever, right? She's like, she's trying. And he's like, no, I don't have anything to live for. So they just stood around talking for a while. Like, my notes are, leave the damn room and figure it out later. Like, what are you doing?
Like, get out, run!
Well, they took their sweet time talking. Quentin, who isn't dead, impales Levins. Do you remember with what? I mean, obviously something sharp and impale, but like...
Is that a word? Impale?
Yes, it is a word.
I don't remember.
Yeah, but like he hardcore stabs her like through like
Yeah.
the chest.
Like skewers her.
Yeah, like she's straight up dead. But I do not remember what he got it, like what that item was or where he found it.
I don't either.
Like for a place that was like, you're not gonna have anything,
No.
whatever. Like they sure gave him stuff
Huh.
to impale. Anyway,
Yeah.
and during this whole thing, like Worth fights Quentin now
Naturally.
instead of running or whatever. Which I probably would have run. I'm like, oh fuck this,
Right? Like, I'm out.
bye. This has been real.
But I'm sure he had something to prove.
Probably. So Worth fights Quentin. They end up climbing in a cube, right? Mm-hmm. And like halfway through Quentin climbing in the cube moves, which cuts Quentin clean in half.
Dun dun dun.
Like homie is totes dead. Like blood trail and all.
Yeah, and it's like blood smear because it's they're in a cube, but the cube that they're in is the outside cube, like the outermost cube. So
she's bad at running. Anyway. That toy is the size of her?
Yes.
The puppy?
Yes. And so it was like the cube in the wall that decapitated
It was like
Quentin.
quarter and a half.
Yeah, it was really, really gross. Imagine, here, be proud of me here, Johnson. I'm going to make a Star Wars reference.
Oh.
Okay?
I don't know which reference you're going to make.
I know, it's kind of a stretch.
Okay.
But you know how Darth Maul got sliced in half?
Yeah.
So just like imagine that, but like his top half being on in the cube and his bottom half being smeared across the wall. Like that's essentially what happened.
Yeah. It was like a paintbrush of blood. It was really gross.
But it was like so corny and gross.
Yeah, right. This part really dated the movie though, just because of the effects.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then so Worth is now. That's the last time we see Worth. Is he's just like now in the cube again. Mm-hmm. And then Kazan just walks out.
Right.
He just like leaves. Okay.
So I feel like it's Kazan is the only survivor.
Well, I mean, like Worth survives, and I feel like there is a chance that he could have made it out. He would have to
After being like that badly beaten.
I don't know. Because he didn't seem like he was like mortally wounded. He just seems like he was just hurt. Like I feel like there was a chance he could have made it out.
I don't know.
But I mean, he'd have to really like struggle for it. You know what I mean? Like he'd have to find his way out.
And he wouldn't have Levin or Kazan or whatever his name was helping out.
Anyway, what was the glasses part?
So she broke her glasses when they first got in there somehow.
Right.
And there was a piece missing out of her glasses. And she stepped on it when, like, at the end of the movie, and that's when she realized that was the same room they started in.
Right. And then they, like, throughout the movie...
That's where they got out of, was that original cube.
Right.
So
they should have just stayed in the cube, because it would have just moved and gotten into the end eventually.
Right.
But, yeah, I remember they went across the same cube a couple times, because they ran into the dead French guy again.
Yeah, with the melty face.
Yeah, they ran into Crater Face again. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so, like, that was my other question, though, is, like, why did they just not clean up the bodies, whoever they is? Because you'd think that, like, in order to confuse people more, you'd clean up bodies and stuff so you make it so you don't throw off your scent of, like, your breadcrumbs, almost.
Yeah. But again, 1997.
Yes, I don't know.
She's so crazy. So, that's pretty much how it ended. And, oddly enough, they made a sequel.
They did. That's going to be next episode. It's called Hypercube.
And it was made in 2002.
Yes.
So, should be better graphics.
It had terrible ratings on IMDb.
Oh, good. But maybe a little more Saw-like in the sense of, like, bloody gory?
Yeah, I don't know. I hope not. The Cube, the box office budget was $365,000. And then it made $565,000 almost. So, you know.
They made a little profit on it.
A little bit. But it was just not good. Like, the characters I did not feel like I could relate to. I didn't feel like...
And it was rated R.
It was. I mean, there was some language and stuff.
Was it like the fucks?
I think it is it was the fucks. Because it wasn't like it was
super bloody gory.
No, definitely not sexual. Like
God, no.
I think it was just the language that got
Yeah.
everything. But yeah, so
No,
The Cube, not great.
not great.
I would not watch that again.
No,
That was ugh.
cringeworthy.
Yeah. So tune in next week for Cube 2. It's like Cube.
It's squared.
Is that squared?
Yeah,
What's the 3?
cubed.
Is it cubed? That's
Yeah.
dumb. Why isn't it cubed?
But it's because it's only 2. It's not 3.
Why cube squared? Whatever. All right,
Yeah.
that's dumb. Hypercube.
It's math.
Ta-da!
Yay! We looked at to see where everybody was, like all these actors were, and 2 out of like the 5 had been in something.
Like I feels like most of them would have made their appearances like on like
Little things.
like daytime TV.
Yeah.
Right? Like Law
Law
and
and
Order and
Order,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, like they've been on those kinds of shows, but like nothing too notable though. So
Oh, there was one. Was it Worth that was in? Hang on. I feel like Worth was in.
who's the actor?
Oh, he was in Planet of the Apes, Rise of the Planet of the Apes. He was in The Shape of Water.
What's his name?
His name is David Hewlett.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, like, I don't know them, because
Did you see The Shape of Water?
I did not.
Oh, it was weird.
It looked weird. That's why I didn't see it.
but it was interesting.
I'm not into the super weird ones. I'm definitely not into the Cube. So
No,
or Cube, I guess. They should just call it the Cube. Cube is just hard. I'm not into Cube. It makes it sound, I don't know.
yeah. So he's been in he's probably the most. What's the word? Not like easily accessible, but
Most
Some-
recognizable. If we're gonna put that on anyone,
yeah, somebody that's actually made
most successful, if you will.
himself worth. Huh?
Ah,
Because he was in, Planet of the Apes, Shape of Water, Stargate Atlantis. I mean, he's been places.
okay.
But that's about it. That's all I really have to say about that movie. Is
Is
I
that
don't
right?
know.
All right. Well, moving on.
Yeah.
We're gonna move on to cringeworthy in real life, cringeworthy IRL, where we basically take stories about our real lives that are cringeworthy, and they don't have to be long. Like today, mine isn't very long.
Yep. Johnson's turn.
My dog, she threw up.
Which one?
My middle dog, Scout, my mutt. She threw up, and her throw up just looked like a fancy salad.
What?
It looked like it was like a
Fancy salad.
yeah, because she ate like she inhaled grasses and leaves and stuff. And then like a mix between like the foods and treats that she was eating just made it look like she had like a whole bean salad.
Did you take a picture?
No, I thought about it, but I don't know. I
It's
feel
kind of weird.
that would have been too weird. I should have though. Like I legitimately should have. I think that I might find a salad that it looked like.
No.
No, like a real salad.
No.
Yeah, and
because every
I'll
time I'm
tweet
gonna
it.
see a salad like that, I'm gonna be like, oh, that's Scout Bar.
Yeah, it looked like a salad with like maybe rice and some beans.
Don't ruin this for me.
And yeah,
So Johnson just said that she was gonna tweet it.
I'm going to.
We have a Twitter.
Yeah, we do. For better or worse, we have a Twitter.
It's happening, people.
It's Hard to Watch Pod.
Yep.
Yeah, find us on Twitter. Find us on YouTube. We'll probably make a Patreon. Or not.
Or
Whatever.
just
Okay, bye.